What's up, guys? It's Tina from Frugal, Fun, and Fabulous. Today I'm going to be making something that I make all the time and I've never shared with you guys, so I just figured since I'm making it I might as well share it. I'm going to be making garlic guacamole. It's amazing. So if you're a garlic fan, if you're a guacamole fan, this is like totally going to be your recipe. Alright, so if you saw my my haul from Lucky's Market earlier this week, you saw that I got a bunch of avocados on sale. I've had them in the fridge because when I bought them they were pretty ripe. So anyway, I've got 4 of these guys here. All of this is already washed, by the way. I have 2 limes. It depends on how much juice I get out of them. I may not use both, it just depends. Okay, I have a tomato, which is nice and ripe. And then I have some peppers. These are little, I think they're like Mexican serrano peppers. I grew them in my garden. I don't remember what exactly the plant was. I just know it was a hot pepper plant. So I have 3 of those. My daughter Emmy, who's 3, does not eat this. She won't eat guacamole, so which I cannot understand for the life of me, but whatever. So I don't have to worry about the heat level. But if you have kids, be careful, obviously, how much heat you put in there. I have some cilantro in there, also washed. It's like a handful, okay. And then I have 5 cloves of garlic. So the first thing I'm gonna do is my garlic. I'm gonna smash it first. Be very careful if you do it this way, guys. All right. Okay. Then just peel it up. Let's see. When you smash it, it does a couple of things. It kind of like releases all the oil out of the garlic, but it also makes the peel really easy to come off. So get rid of that. Okay, and for this recipe, I do recommend using fresh garlic. It just adds a much more pungent flavor. You can use the jarred stuff, but to me, I use the jarred stuff mainly for cooking. When I'm doing something fresh, I want to try to have fresh garlic as well because the flavor is different, okay? Let's see here, last one. Okay, so let me just grab these little pieces of peel here. All right. So next thing we're gonna do is just chop it up into small pieces. This doesn't have to be perfect, and I will show you why in just a second. Okay. All right, so another rough chop on this. Now, if you like garlic, but you don't like love garlic, or you don't want to have garlic breath for like 10 days, chop it up like this into relatively fine pieces and throw it right in your bowl. Now, if the opposite is true, if you love garlic, you can't get enough, and you don't care if you smell like, you know, a garlic plant for 10 days, then do what I'm about to do. Let's see. All right, so chopped up, again, roughly diced there. I'm gonna add some salt, okay? Actually, let me grab my other salt because it's a coarser grain or coarser grind on this one. So just sprinkle some salt on there. This is sea salt, as you can see, and I have it set on coarse grind because this one's on fine grind, so I use the 2 for different purposes. But for this purpose, what I want to do is just take the garlic and kind of smash it across the cutting board like this. I'm essentially making like a paste out of it. Okay. So again, this is going to put a lot more garlic flavor in your guacamole. It's going to be really pungent, so just so you know. Okay. All right, you can go all the way with this. Like, you can keep putting more salt and grind it all the way down until it becomes like literally a paste. I think I'm going to go ahead and maybe do one more grind on here and then leave it at that. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little messy today, guys. I don't know what's going on with me. All right. Again, be careful with your knife. Don't cut yourself. Okay, so end result there. See what I mean? It's like squished, but it's not a gluey paste. It's still got some texture to it, some consistency, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and toss that in my bowl. A piece of peel there. Okay, let me just rinse my hands. All right, so the next thing I wanna get in there is our avocados. And for those, very simple. You just, oh, these might be a little overripe. We'll see when we get in there. It's so hard with avocados because it's like they go from underripe to perfect to overripe in like 1.7 seconds, you know? This one is a little overripe, but it is not too far gone for me, okay? If there's brown pieces, I'll just scrape around it. Now, as you saw what I did with the knife there, I just, dunk, you know, hit the seed and it pulls right out. And then you can just get rid of it, okay? So let me grab a fork. All right, so as you can see, when I pulled the seed out, there is some brown in that one. All I'm gonna do is just take the good stuff out of it, okay? Because there is good stuff in there. And just toss that in my bowl. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, that really wasn't bad. So let's do the other one as well. Put that in there. Okay, that one's fine. Keep going with that. Let's see here. Okay, that one's much better. That one has a little bit of brown, but that's honestly just a little skin from the shell there. That's not like overripe brown. Let's see, so that I'm gonna use the whole thing. This one's going to be a bit of a gamble. Let's check it out. Oh, holla! I love that. There's like nothing better than opening a perfectly ripe avocado. It's like the happiest moment of my existence, really. Just kidding, by the way. Let me see. Okay. And you guys, there's a reason I am saving those pits. Don't throw them away, okay? Because there's a reason. You'll see in a second. Last one. Maybe if I try to cut somewhere else aside from the sticker. Let's see. All right. Okay. This one's perfect too. Happy days, happy days. Yeah, this was like the last day I could have made this. They would have been overripe probably tomorrow. All right, one more pit. Okay. And then sticker out of the way. Oh yes. All right, so I'm gonna make sure, yeah, okay. Sorry, I just got the little piece of the top on this one, the little brown stem thing, you know what I'm talking about. All right, let's get rid of that, get rid of that shell. I am all over the place today. Goodness gracious. All right. So we're gonna continue on with our vegetables here. Okay, so I'm gonna do the onion next. I probably, I'm gonna use half of that. You can use as much as you want. You know, if you're a big onion fan, obviously this is not too much, but I don't want that much onion in my guacamole. I love onion, but not that much. Let's see. The rest of this plate up. And this I'm going to chop up relatively fine, okay? So what I'm going to do here is get a handle on it. Pretty good. Put that in. Okay. Next, I'm going to work on my peppers. If you're not used to handling peppers, be careful when you cut them or even touch them, because they can burn your hands, and then if you make the mistake of burning or touching your face or eyes later, like I did the other day, you will absolutely regret it, okay? So I'm just gonna take a little paper towel piece. I don't have a glove handy, otherwise I could use a glove, but you know, if you wanna get all fancy, go for it, but I just wanna minimize the amount of contact I have with the pepper. Okay, so for these guys, I'm just gonna cut down the middle like this, okay? If you don't like too much heat, you can take the seeds out of your pepper. That will cut down on the spicy factor. Cut little strips like that. I want to make a fine, pretty fine dice, not too fine, but okay. So I've got my little strips going there. I'm just gonna chop them. Trying not to touch them, and it's hard. Let's see. Okay. All right, well, you know what? I'm gonna have to wash my hands really good before I do anything else. All right. So there's the first one. I'm just gonna use, I think, 2, because I just recalled that, yes, I did use these in another recipe the other day, and yes, they were incredibly spicy. So I think 2 is gonna be good for me, but you use whatever you want. You can use jalapenos, really any pepper, or just leave it out if you don't like spicy stuff. Okay. That one didn't work out too well. I need a smaller knife, but whatever. Whatever. Yeah, this one's gonna be wonked. It doesn't matter. It's going in guacamole. I'm not here for my Culinary Institute award. All right. Okay, so there's my peppers. A little runaway piece there. And then rinse that off. All right, next I'm gonna do my cilantro. That in here. Probably a good idea to pick out any, you know, long stems like this. You can leave them in. I don't mind them at all. But just for the purposes of the recipe, since I am filming, try to do something right with this. Let me see. All right. I think that's probably pretty good. Yeah, a lot of people are picky about it, and they'll pull like the leaves off the stems and, you know, be very meticulous about it. I really don't mind the cilantro stems because I really enjoy the flavor of cilantro in general. So I'm just gonna chop this up. I know some people hate cilantro, and I was reading something the other day online that said that for like a certain amount of the population, it actually tastes like soap. And it's just because of the way you are programmed, like biologically. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not anything you can help. It's just that it tastes like soap to particular people. And it's a pretty good number. It was like 10 or 20%. So I was surprised to hear that. I always thought people were just being weenies and didn't want to eat like green stuff, you know? Let's see. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to put in is lime juice. So what I'm going to do is just zap this guy for about 10 seconds in the microwave, and that'll yield, that'll kind of loosen up the juices in there, especially because they've been refrigerated, and it'll give me some more extra juice. So we can see if we can get away with using one. Okay, I grabbed my microplane while I was over there too. Okay, so for the lime, what we're gonna do is just roll it really hard on your cutting board, like so, and then obviously cut it in half. Yay, it seems kind of juicy, so that looks good. All right, then just take your fork. I'll bring this over here so you guys can see a little better. Okay, just take your fork and then grind the heck out of it. Most limes, at least here in the US, don't have seeds. Check yours. If they have seeds, just pick them out. But you can get a pretty good amount of juice out of these guys. Like this. I mean, I like literally grind it to death. All right, let's see. So then after I'm done with that, I've got all this pulp here. I add that too. Just scrape it off. Okay. The other half. Same thing. Now with the microplane, what I'm gonna do is put some zest in there as well. So taking the rind of the lime like this, barely scraping it. You don't wanna get past this point, okay? Because if you get down to the white stuff, it's bitter. So just barely the top of the green skin, okay, is what you want. This is completely optional too. I like citrus flavor. I like strong flavored foods, you know? I like spicy, I like garlic, I like citrus. I'm a very flavorful type person. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Get that on there. Do the rest of that too. Okay, so the zest of one lime. This looks like it's gonna be enough. So what I'm gonna do is try it after I let it sit for a while and see if it's got enough lime flavor for me. If it doesn't, I'll just throw some more in, you know? Easy peasy, lime squeezy. All right. Okay, so now that we've got all that done, the next step is going to be adding in some spices. And you guys might think I'm a little crazy, but that's okay. You're probably right. Set that back down there. Okay. So what I'm gonna put in is some salt. Now where's my fine grinder? So I have Himalayan salt, just use whatever you want. But you're gonna want quite a bit. Avocados, the flavor of them is really brought out by salt. They're one of those things that need salt, you know? Kind of like popcorn or, you know, what else needs salt to like function? You know what I'm saying? So I do a pretty good amount in there. All right, I'll stop there because I can always add more later, of course, but I can't take any out. Now I'm doing some pepper, just, you know, ground black pepper. Okay, now here's my secret ingredients. This is why I said you guys are gonna think I'm crazy. I know we have onion in there, but I'm throwing a little bit of onion powder in, okay? Why? Because it's a different flavor. Just like using fresh versus, you know, the jarred garlic, it's the same thing. And speaking of garlic, because I am out of my mind, I'm gonna put a little more garlic in there too. And again, it's because I'm looking for a different flavor tone, flavor note. Does that make sense? All right. Next, I've got a little bit of cayenne pepper, just a little bit, because I've already got those hot peppers in there, but I want to add it. Okay, just a sprinkle of that. And now comes the part where we mash. Oh, not yet. Olive oil. Avocados are already really oily. You can absolutely skip this step, but whenever I get a chance to have raw olive oil, like especially the good extra virgin kind, I do, because you can taste it. It leaves a very pronounced flavor that I really like. So it goes really well in this recipe. You don't have to put it in. Obviously it increases your calorie count and all that stuff too, but I really like it because I like the flavor of it. Like I'll eat a lot of times an avocado just raw with salt and olive oil. My dad taught me that when I was little, so I just keep doing it. All right, so mashing this up just with a fork. You can use a potato masher, whatever you got. It doesn't really matter. You want to make sure you get it to your consistency. If you like it super smooth, mash away. I like mine a little bit chunky, but not too chunky. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going for whatever I can get here. Okay, so after that is mashed, you want to give it a really good stir because you want to get all the garlic incorporated and evenly dispersed throughout the guacamole and all the spices and everything else, okay? Ooh, this looks so good already. I'm so excited. All right, here's what we got. We're not done, okay? Next thing is going to be our tomato. I'm going to use half of this one, but I put it in last because you don't want to do the squishing and the smashing with the tomato in there because it'll just get pulverized, right? So let me dice this up, and I'm going to do that one pretty fine. I leave the seeds in my tomatoes too. Again, probably blasphemy to some folks, but it doesn't bother me. Take them out if you want. Okay, I need to sharpen my knife, darn it. It's not cutting it too hot these days. All right. Okay, so putting that in. You know what? I'm gonna throw the other half in as well. It's a lot of guacamole. I forgot I had 4 avocados going on in there. Okay, maybe we take out some of these seeds so it doesn't get too watery. All right. I am going to be making tacos for dinner tonight, so this is going to go perfectly, but I also have tortilla chips that I bought the other day, so I'm going to have guacamole for days. And I know what you're thinking. You won't have it for days because it'll turn brown, Tina. Well, I'm going to show you how to keep it from turning brown, and it's not lime juice. Surprise, surprise. I got a ton of tricks up my sleeve. Okay, so there's the rest of that tomato. Let me move this over here. All right, so just stir that in there. Again, get it incorporated really well. Oh my gosh. You guys, I'm so excited. Oh. All right. So at this point, I'm going to taste it, see how the salt level is and all that jazz. Good. Perfect, actually. Yay. Okay. So how to keep it from turning brown. Here's what it looks like, okay? We did put lime juice in there. Another option is to take like half a lime and squeeze it over the top. Okay, that'll help. But what really, really does the trick for me is I throw the pits back in, okay? I'm gonna put all 4 right back in there. Where's that other one? Right here. Okay, and then bury them. I'm serious. This is like the best trick ever for keeping guacamole from turning brown. It works, okay? So just bury them in the guacamole. This works better than anything I've tried. I can probably get 2 days out of this guacamole, and that's a lot because it turns brown fast. You know, usually within an hour, you know, the top is kind of browning already. So not even, maybe half an hour. So putting the pits in there is truly like my ancient secret about how to keep this from turning brown. Okay, it definitely works. All right. Okay, guys, it's done. So I'm just gonna put some saran wrap on that, put it in the fridge, let the flavors come together for, I don't know, however long I can resist, maybe an hour or so. And then, yeah, I'll have it for dinner tonight, and I'll have it for snack and everything else. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you're new to my channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. We'd love to have you here, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.